Hey guys, how's it going? We are currently at Green Acres. I have not been to this nursery in a very, very long time, but one of you lovely people sent me a gift card, and so I decided to make the drive. It's about 2 hours away from me, and so I had nothing better to do today. So let's go see what plants we can find. Fingers crossed that we find some good stuff. This place is huge. If you've never been to Green Acres, they have some of them in California and in Texas. I'm currently at the one in Roseville. This is all their outdoor furniture stuff. What is this? This is kind of cool. Oh, it's just the wind guard. Dang it. Fire pit, $1,700. It's kind of expensive stuff here. The furniture is really, really good quality. Very expensive. I mean, you can see it's like solid, real wood. $1,500 table. Wonder what kind of wood it is. You can see there's some of the prices. It's not low end stuff though, but they have a really, really great plant selection, and so that's what I'm here for today. I think I should grab a shopping cart though. So it looks like they're in the middle of transitioning things right now. Look at these mums. These are so cute. Those are really pretty mums. They're $2.95 each. They kind of look like little sunflowers. Usually I feel like I see mums and they look like these guys, or like these ones. These ones are really pretty. Pot mums is what they're calling them. Those are really cute. I like those. Mums don't always last the longest bloom-wise, so I do try to stay away from them a little bit. But those are really pretty. Anyways, it looks like they're in the middle of transitioning, so you can see there are some empty tables here, but regardless, there's still a lot of color. I'm not going for too many annuals today. I really want to find a lot more perennials and things like that, and some like color that happens to be this time of year in the garden. Look at all of these guys. These are crazy. All the cyclamen. I love cyclamen, and all of mine is starting to bloom in our side yard right now. If I do end up keeping it, I do need to do a little bit of a refresh, but these guys are looking beautiful. I love a sea of white cyclamen so much. They have some dichondra. Look at this one. The leaves on it are huge. This one is Silver Falls, and you can see the leaves on it are much smaller. This one is Dichondra sericea. I don't know, but the leaves on it are huge, and it's got like green and the silver hues to it. Kind of interesting. I do want to find some things for in the greenhouse for this winter. I want to have some color, and I actually do kind of really like this. This might be something that I come back and grab. I found some ornamental cabbages, and I love ornamental cabbages for the winter time. They're $6.95 each. I think I am gonna grab a couple of these. I love the way that they look. They're so beautiful, and I've got some containers that I would really like to freshen up, so I think I'm gonna grab 2 of these. I've also been wanting to grow some euphorbia into my garden. I've been wanting to add some of it. I do think they're really pretty. I think I should probably do a little research on the kind that I want. This one is a Scott Rainbow. Does it see the other one? This other one is, oh, don't ask me to pronounce that. $12.50 each. I think I need to do a little bit of research, figure out the sizing and the color that I want of euphorbia. I see them in landscapes, and I do think they're really pretty, but I gotta make sure I'm getting the ones that I actually want. Oh, I do see something though. I wanted to grow this. Joey Apex. I started this from seed a couple years ago. Did not have the greatest luck with it from seed. But maybe if I try to grow one that's already somewhat established. Heat and drought tolerant plant, silver green foliar growth, Cardian zones 4 through 9. I do think it's really pretty. It's kind of giving like landscape weed. And I don't really want something that looks like a weed in my garden though. But I love these blooms. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna keep shopping around. Mexican bush marigold. Interesting. Oh, it smells like a marigold. Very, very strong like a marigold. Oh, this is the euphorbia I like. It's the more white ones. This one is called Tasmanian Tiger. It's got variegated foliar growth, 36 inches tall and wide. Okay. I'll grab one of these. How much are these? I have no clue how much these are. I'm guessing they're anywhere between $8 and $15, but the $15 is for the black mondo grass. The $8 just says quart. I don't like that it's not already branching. I want one that maybe has a branching habit already to it. I don't know enough about euphorbia, the perennial kind, I don't know enough yet to buy it. Look at these snapdragons. Aren't these beautiful? This one is Snapdragon Bronze. These ones are so stunning. Gosh, I'm always so late, I feel like, on starting my snaps. Honestly, most of my seeds. Like, look at how much size these already have on them. So stunning. They're $7 a piece, but that's actually a really big container. I feel like Green Acres has really good price on their plants. I mean, $7 for an annual is a lot, but this is already a really big size. If they had some in smaller size, I'd probably snag some of those up. Look at these ornamental kale. I kind of like these ones better. Look at this one with a little bit of purple in the center. I think I'm gonna switch out. These ones are already so mature. I really like those. What do I do? Let me grab another one. Oh, I really like these. I really like the ruffled edge on these ones. But I like the white center. I definitely don't need 4. Okay. Okay, I'm having analysis paralysis. I'm gonna hold on to all 4 of them until I can figure out which ones that I actually want. I didn't even notice that redbud. Oh, that's so stunning. Look at how, I think that's the Flamethrower one, but there's people over there, so I'm gonna not walk over there right now. I'm walking over to the lemon cypress because I do want to find some color for in the greenhouse this winter time, and I would like to find something decently sized, and I'm seeing some pretty good size lemon cypress. $50. I don't think that's too bad for how huge these ones already are. That's not bad if you're in the area. They do have some really small ones down here for like 16, 17 bucks. These guys are much smaller though. These guys are a lot smaller, very tiny. I think you can usually find them for like 10 bucks at Home Depot. But I mean, I guess if you're already here, 16 bucks doesn't feel too bad. Not mad at that. Not love with 16, but not mad at it. Oh, they have more of the Flamethrowers. Let's go look. I want to find some things with color, fall color. Okay, this is where all our perennials and shrubs and all of the like more landscape plants are at, where the Flamethrowers are at. There's a group of people, so we're not going to go over there quite yet, but we can walk around and see what we can find here. I see some 2-ball Eugenias. Oh, English Boxwood, 90. Very pretty, but they're English Boxwood. I don't love English Boxwood for the smell. These tree ferns are so cool. 79, Australian tree fern. That's so unique. That would be so cool in the secret garden, don't you guys think? Ooh, okay, they have a really big one for 80, and they have a smaller one for 40. Oh, they have a really teeny, if I was super patient, they have a really teeny tiny one for 15. Okay, I think I'm going to ask Brent. They have dwarf tree fern, silver lady. I don't like these ones. The fronds on these are much stiffer compared to the one, I see like that one, the fronds are like a softer frond. See how soft that looks? And it feels softer, it just looks softer. These ones are very stiff and upright. And I've totally admired tree ferns ever since I saw them for the first time on Monty Don. Loved them ever since. So I just always felt like they were a little too tropical. Does that make sense? I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna come back to it. My goal is fall color, and I would like to find red fall color for in the garden. So I would like a plant that the leaves change to a red color. I realized that my garden is lacking that. I've got yellows and oranges, but I don't have red. I have 4 kale. Okay, so they have a whole bunch of these red buds. These are the Flamethrower red buds. They're so pretty. And then you get that red color, and you get orange, and you get yellow. You get all of the color from it. Wouldn't this be so beautiful kind of behind the greenhouse? Look at this red. And then this is what you see peering through the greenhouse. I just think that would be so stunning. It's $155 for a 15-gallon. I might want to see if they have a smaller size gallon one. I don't want to dig a 15-gallon hole, but gosh, that's beautiful. Or right next to the greenhouse. Oh man, okay. This is definitely a huge contender for today. They do have a bunch of birch, and they do have the European white birch, which is what I have, and they've got them in the multi-trunk, so they've got 3 of them shoved in here, which I love. It's $110 for 3 of them. They also have river birch, which they require so much water, so it's not really worth it. But the European white birch do so well in our area, as long as you give them enough water. They still do require water. I know that I can give them less water than the river birch. River birch, river, right next to a river is where you're typically going to find them. The European white birch is something that does a lot better. So European white birch, beautiful still white bark. The river birch is what gives you that beautiful peely bark. This one says Dura Heat. What does that mean? One of the most culturally adapted to heat tolerant of the birches. Deciduous tree with pyramidal habit, used in wetland part as a windbreak. Yeah, so you still want to have it in a wet area. And then the European white birch has a weeping habit, and it turns yellow in the fall time, which I absolutely love. Young trees have brown bark. As it ages, they turn into white bark. So you can see this is a very, very young tree because it's brown, but that one's a little bit further aged back there. See how it's like kind of white? Mine are very white. Mine are about 4 years old, and they're beautiful. So if you're in a hotter zone, European white birch do really, really well for us. And the trees here just go on forever, by the way. So there are a lot of trees. Here's more of the redbuds. There's more of the, that says western. Oh no, there it is. Flamethrower, eastern flamethrower. I don't know how well they do here. Actually, I know they do really well because my in-laws have one, and they're in an area that's much hotter than we are. So I know that they do pretty well. So trees go on forever down there. This is more like vines in this area, and then shrubs are further in there. What is this vine? This is honeysuckle. That's that. What is that? Because it's got some fall color to it. It's a beautiful color. Maybe I don't know what a mandevilla is. Mandevilla? Mandevilla? I don't know. Maybe I'm totally thinking of the wrong plant, but I did not think that this is what they looked like. It's obviously a vine. It's winding up against itself. I have some of this color in my garden, this red color. It's fine, it's beautiful, but I want that like vibrant red, like maples get, or like that flamethrower gets. I just think it's so pretty. So I'm gonna pass on this, but I do think this is a very interesting vine, and I obviously don't know what a mandevilla is because this is not what I imagined they look like. And I have a maple in my garden. I have the October Glory maple. I call it the November underwhelming, or the November maybe, because in November it might start to get some color and it is not going to be glorious. It's just like there, and it's fine. I don't think it's the most beautiful tree in the world. I should have done a different maple. I should have done better research. I just picked the first one that had a good name, October Glory. I was like, oh, beautiful, love that. And then it was also for my zone, and I should have done more research on what I actually wanted. The tree's too established now for me to even care to take it out, and it's kind of blocking views of the neighbors, which I like, so it stays forever, I guess, at this point. And it does totally fine. It's still a beautiful tree. I just wanted vibrant red, which is what I thought that I was going to get with that tree. That's my own fault. The other thing that I'm contending with is that I need things that can do well in small spaces. That's my big issue. So I have not the world's largest garden, but I also don't have a small garden, but I want lots of variety, lots of trees, and so getting things that stay small is going to be pretty important. Let's see how much these hop seeds are here. These are not bad priced, $32.50, and I feel like I am going to lose the one that I have. So So maybe I should buy one of these for 32 bucks. I should grab one. I love hopseed bush. I've got multiple of them on our property, and it seems like we're probably gonna lose one of them due to scale. I would like to see over here, they've got some trees, how much the trees are. Oh, yeah, no. Trees are $125. These trees are 50 bucks. That's not bad. And these are quite tall. I don't know if you guys can tell how big these are. This is eye level with me right now, so that's quite large for 50 bucks. Okay, I'm gonna walk around decide. I think I'm definitely getting the Flamethrower. I need to figure out if I'm also going to get a hopseed in the bush form for 32, or if I'm gonna get this really large one for 50 bucks. I'm definitely not gonna buy the really big ones for 125 though. I think I already might have bought one at 125. And I'm not gonna go probably any further because it looks like a lot of this is evergreen, and then this is all fruit in here, and then that's all evergreen also. So I'm not in the market for palm trees or evergreens right now, so I don't think I'm gonna walk that area. They do have some dogwoods here, but not the one I'm looking for. If they had the wedding cake one or the white one, which the white one is the wedding cake one, I would buy that. But it is hard because I did want a dogwood because it does get really pretty fall color. This red color is exactly what I love. And it's funny, you can see, look at right here, look at, it's not funny. I just think that's so interesting how some of the leaves will do that because another leaf is right on top of it. Stays green. So no dogwood for me today, which is okay because I'm already looking at two other trees, I guess. This is such a good deal here if you are local and you're wanting some type of evergreen. They have dwarf Alberta spruce. They have two different sizes and they're both the same price. These ones are $105. I'm just gonna let you know, in the container, this here is eye level with me. So, I mean, probably in ground, they're probably 5'9", maybe 6 feet tall, somewhere in between there. These are huge trees for $105. They are, they only get 8 feet tall, 5 feet wide. I have one of them in my garden. It says hardying zones 2 through 6, but me being in California, I try to also follow the sunset zone, and these are in my sunset zone, but these are huge trees. And these ones are probably these are probably 5'3", 5'4" right here. In their containers, they're probably 5'3", 5'4", and so those are already huge. And I thought that was a great price at 105. But these ones are huge for 105 bucks. Like here they are. You can see they're much taller than I am, which for an evergreen that feels like such a great price. These guys are really pretty. I love dwarf Alberta spruce. Like I said, I've got one of them in my garden. If I hadn't bought the one that I had bought, I think I paid like 40 bucks during Christmas time last year for the thing. I would have waited and I would have just bought this one right here, because why not? They actually have some really tiny ones right here for $25 each. So just so you get a size difference, 25 bucks versus it's 4 times the cost, but that one's probably much older. And just so you can see, here's like a little post. These $25 ones are very short in comparison to those. Let me grab one of these trees and set it next to it. Let's set this next to it so you guys can see the size difference. So there is a $25 one versus a $105 one. This is definitely one plant that, because they're not the fastest growing, I would size up. And if it's in the budget, I would buy the $105 one. If it's not in the budget, buy the $25 one. They are great. They're just not super fast growing, but you can see the size difference there. It's quite shocking. I feel like I probably should have done some research before I came here on some plants, like some of the really red fall color. This is a lot of Japanese maples, which I don't need or want really. I mean, I would like one, but I don't trust myself enough to keep it alive. This is probably something though that I should have done some research on, what I was gonna buy before I came down here, but you know, that's life. I was really looking for that vibrant red color, and if I'd done research, I would have known exactly which plants provide the vibrant red color, but it's fine. Here's some more hopseed bushes. These ones are huge. These ones are 110. So I do think I'm gonna grab one of the smaller ones, just because why not, right? Lots of stuff here. This is a pretty color. Shiny something. Don't ask me how to pronounce that. 110. And then this is a lot of crepe myrtle, which I do not want or need any crepe myrtles. My next door neighbors have some. Beautiful borrowed view, and I love that borrowed view. I do see some lemon trees, which I can grow lemons outside of my landscape, but I see everyone else do lemons in their greenhouse, and I think I might want to do a lemon in my greenhouse. They're semi-dwarf, $24. I'm only seeing the $50 ones, which is the improved Meyer lemon. Look how many lemons are on these though. Isn't that so cool? I love citrus. Most of my neighbors have citrus, so I really don't actually even need it. I've got neighbors that have oranges and lemon trees, Eureka lemon, so I really don't need it. But I think they're so beautiful in greenhouses, or actually even, you're probably gonna laugh, even used as like decor. I think they're really pretty. I will see people who will like use small lemon trees, and they will put like these guys right here, like those are limes, but they'll use really teeny tiny ones, and I think they're just they're really pretty as like a little accent for a dinner party or something like that, you know? Maybe I'll see about ordering one online. 24, the improved semi-dwarf. I'm only seeing big ones, so they must be sold out. I think that's probably the 1 gallon size ones right there, because I'm only seeing $50 Meyer lemon trees. And I'm not gonna do any shopping in here because that's all roses, and I definitely don't need any more roses. I probably have room for some, but I don't need any more. I've got most of the ones that I would like. I am gonna grab a $50, not the $50, I'm gonna grab the $35 hopseed bush, because I truly do think that I'm gonna lose the one that we have in our garden, which is a bummer because it's a really, really big one. It's a really good size, and I don't get to Sacramento enough to wait on buying one of these guys. By springtime, I'll know if it's made it or not, and if it's made it, great. If it hasn't made it, I'll at least have one. So I think I'm gonna grab this one because this one's actually a really, really good size, and the trunk on it seems mostly straight, which is what I'm looking for. Yep, we're gonna grab this one. And I'm sorry, I think I said 35. It's $32.50. Not a bad deal at all. They're so pretty. If the one that I have survives, I will find somewhere else for this to go. No problem at all. Let's go over and see about the dogwood. Not the dogwood. I'm standing at the dogwoods. That's why I said dogwood. The flamethrower. What is it called? I want to say maple. Oh my goodness. I didn't have any coffee today, and it's really hot out all of a sudden. Okay, I was walking over and I found an evergreen that I'm kind of thinking might be a cool one. This is the Black Dragon Japanese Cedar. 6 to 10 feet tall, 3 to 6 feet wide. 5 through 9, resistant to deer. I don't deal with deer. It's an evergreen, and it's got really, really pretty growth habit to it. I kind of like this for $50. And then they have really tiny ones for $13, but I feel like this is another instant. If it's only gonna get 10 feet tall, it's gonna be a really slow growing plant. This is one that I wouldn't buy the 1 gallon for $13. I would buy the bigger one for $50. It's a 5 gallon. They also have one right here, Black Dragon. This one is a 2 gallon for $60. And I'm realizing that this one is a Monrovia one, so that's probably why you're buying, it's more expensive. It's probably because you're paying for the name. So this is a Matsudo, which is a more local company to where I live. And so they are growing locally. I don't know why that one is so expensive. It's just because it's in a Monrovia. Again, you're paying for the brand name, but once the plant is in the ground, I don't think it matters. This is an instant where all 3 of these look like they're the exact same plant, right? Cryptomeria japonica Black Dragon. Cryptomeria japonica Black Dragon. I don't know what 1 gallon. 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 5 gallon. These are the same plant. That's crazy when I can get it for that price. I think I want to grab one of these. I think this would be such a pretty plant and such a unique plant to add into the garden. Now is kind of my time while I'm making room on my cart to decide which kale I want to go with. I think I want to go with the ruffly ones, but I feel like they'll get lost. The white ones look really pretty and they glow. I like up close these ones better, but from a distance I do like the white ones better. So I think I'm gonna go with the white ones, even though I fear I'm going to have some frustration when I get home that I didn't just buy these ones. But it's okay. We're gonna grab these guys here. These guys have a little lean to them. We'll shove these in the back so I can fit up the Black Dragon, and then I'm gonna put these back on the cart and I'll put those back where I got them from. But let's see. I kind of like just this front and center one right here. So I think this is what we'll grab for 50 bucks. I feel like that's such a good deal. I feel like, I don't know, like my pricing is all of a sudden back to a couple years ago. 50 bucks for this beautiful evergreen, $32.50 for the hop seed bush, and you can see how big it is. And then these huge ornamental kales. I think last year I paid like $15 for big ornamental kales, or they were that price. And I didn't buy any, I bought a whole bunch of small ones. These ones are only like $6.50 a piece. So that makes me really, really happy. I feel like my money is going really far right now, which is kind of crazy. I was excited to go plant shopping to see what I could find, but also not excited because I knew how expensive everything has gotten. So it feels nice to see some pricing that like you can put it on the cart and you don't like feel like, oh gosh, scary price. It feels nice to see some like decent pricing, I guess. We're gonna go pick out the Flamethrower, but I did notice they have some boxwoods over here too, and I'm wanting to add some boxwoods into the garden for that evergreen structure, especially that small bed where I want to put in the boxwood. We're doing really great today. Where I would like to put in the dogwood tree. I would like to line it with boxwoods, and they have some of these baby gem boxwoods. These are the Sunset collection, and they're $13.50 a piece for a 1 gallon, which I don't think is too bad, especially for these Boxwood ones, the Sunset collection. I'm going to do some research on them. I'm not going to buy any today, but I do want to do some research. They also have some of the better boxwood. These ones are called Skylight, 6 to 8 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. I think that's too big, but I know better boxwood has, I think, a couple different varieties of boxwoods. The baby gem is a 1 gallon. It only gets 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, which would be perfect. So you can see the boxwoods. They have over here, they have some Japanese boxwood. These are winter gem. These guys get 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide, and these are $9.50 for a 1 gallon. And then over here is the baby gem boxwood, which they look very similar. These ones just stay much smaller. These ones are half the size, and these are $13.50 for a 1 gallon. They also have 5 gallons at $35.50. And then the better boxwood Skylight right here is a 2 gallon, and these are $29.50. And these ones I feel like look different than some of the other boxwoods. So you can see like that. These ones obviously need to be trimmed, but I also want to figure out if these are an English boxwood, because I don't want English boxwood at all. But you can see, I can smell a smell, and I can't tell if it's these boxwoods. I'm pretty sure these are English boxwoods. These are dwarf English boxwood. These ones only get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, $32.50 or $13.50. English boxwoods, if you can smell the smell, they smell like cat pee. I don't think everyone can smell it. I can smell it, Brent can smell it. We try to stay away from the English ones. I do notice that even the like Japanese boxwoods, sometimes we still do get that smell, but not nearly as strong. So there are 4 of them. You can see what our sun does here. It kind of makes everything just look dull. I showed you up close how like vibrant red everything looked, and they looked that vibrant red in person, but our sun is just so weird here that it just makes everything have a dull hue to it. So there are 4 of them here. I think I'm gonna grab this middle one that hasn't fully changed color yet, so I get the longest life. I also like this one has more of like a full round habit, where some of these are flat on one side. Like this one is very flat on this back side, this is flat on that side, this one is very round, and that one's kind of small. So I think I'm gonna go with this one that still has some green and some beautiful red to it too. So this is what the cart is looking like. It is huge. It is very full. So here's the Flamethrower that we are grabbing. It's already losing its leaves. This highly impressive redbud boasts perfectly pink flowers and show-stopping foliage that emerges burgundy red and turns bright yellow and green as it ages. Stunning color displays its persistence throughout the season, often showing 4 or 5 different shades on a single branch. Very excited about this. The size does scare me a little bit. 15 to 20 feet tall. The height doesn't matter. 15 feet wide. That scares me a little bit. That's going to be kind of a big tree for my garden, but I do think that this one is going to be worth it. The color is beautiful. The leaves are stunning. Look at this. Oh, beautiful, gorgeous. I'm going to put this somewhere where it gets a little bit more shade, so it's not super sunny. Look at how beautiful that is. And then red buds are just stunning in the springtime with their flowers. We do have a redbud. I have an eastern redbud, and it's just a basic redbud. It's nothing to be too crazy about, but the flowers are beautiful on it. This one I am so excited about. It is so pretty. So here's the cart. 155, 50, 32.50, and then I'm gonna get 2 kales. I gotta put these 2 back. The 2 that I'm getting are down there. Okay, I found some of the euphorbia that I think I would like to grow. This one is called Silver Swan. Just doing a super quick little research on it. I kind of like it. I like the silvery color. I like the soft blue color. I like the variegation on it. I think it's really pretty. They also have this one over here, and I think that this one might get too big at 3 feet tall and wide. That's definitely too big, but it says that it has brilliant chartreuse flowers, which I kind of liked the idea of that, but I do like the variegation. So I think I'm gonna go with the variegation because this one will fit better in the landscape. This one only gets 20 inches tall and 24 inches wide. So just to try it, I think I'm gonna just grab one of these guys for the time being until I really know how I feel about euphorbia in the landscape. Lastly, they have about 1 million different cyclamen to choose from. And look at this one. How unique is that? I am definitely grabbing one of these for in the greenhouse. I think this one is so pretty. I also really like, look at this one. Isn't that cool? Look at this. Kind of looks like a columbine. This one is the Super Series. This is the Dixie Wine Red. This is the Illusia Light with Eye. I don't know. I think I'm gonna definitely grab one of these ones. I kind of really like this. This might be a really good one to use in some Christmas arrangements. Might grab a couple of those. Actually, I'm grabbing a couple of those and one of these. I will say shopping is a little bit hard right now because usually when I go shopping and I find something cool or unique like this, I do usually end up thinking of my grandmother, and I'll grab one for my grandmother. Ugh, my stomach just dropped. My grandmother recently passed away in a car accident. It was traumatizing, and she enjoyed flowers, and she enjoyed the flowers that I pick up. And she watched every single YouTube video, every single morning, sometimes twice. She read every single one of your guys' comments. She knew who a lot of you guys were. She said that she would go back like middle of the day and go read comments. And so finding a unique flower that I know that she would love is a little bit tough. But I'm gonna grab 2 of them, one for me and one for Grandma, both of them for my greenhouse. And the last thing to look at are pansies and violas. They're so pretty. I love them. I don't think I'm gonna get any. I was gonna get some for some containers, but I just think I'm gonna pass. I mean, it's a 6-pack for $5.25. It feels like such a great price, but I don't need any. There are so many colors. Some of these red ones might be really pretty for around the holidays and things like that, but I do think I'm gonna pass. Okay, so I'm gonna take my haul. My cart is very full. See how I can get everything in the cart, or I mean in my car, not in the cart. I don't know if it's all gonna fit. I'm hoping that it all does fit. I brought the smaller cart today. Should not have done that. That's usually how it goes. You bring the smaller car, you find everything. You bring the big car expecting to find stuff, you find nothing. And so we'll see how I get everything in the car, and I'm gonna head home. I did also pick up some paper whites, and I also picked up some garlic. We'll go over those a later day. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more plant shopping. Thanks so much for visiting, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.